A Look at Seniors is underwritten by the generous support of Berkshire Bank. For over 165 years, Berkshire Bank has delivered excellent service and performance. Berkshire Bank, America's most exciting bank. With additional support from Judson Meadows, caring for you, and respite stays available too. And The Mortgage Place, offering low rates, a wide variety of programs, expert advice, and exceptional service.
Don't tell us who we are. We're not about ordinary, we're about extraordinary. We're not just about numbers and names. We're about individuals and knowing that no two customers are alike. We're not too small to help. We're not too big to know you. We're about big bank resources with small bank attention. Hey, we believe those important moments in your life should be exciting. Don't you? Life is exciting. Let us help. Berkshire Bank, America's most exciting bank.
I'm Tim Bartos, and I'm here at Judson Meadows, and I'm talking with Ruth about the importance of pet visits.
Pet visits are wonderful. It's one of the things that brings our residents the most joy. There's nothing like the unconditional love of a pet jumping up in someone's lap and bringing a smile to their face. It's fantastic.
And we love our pet visits and welcome them with open arms. Judson Meadows, an assisted living community, the art of aging well.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Well, this week on A Look at Seniors, we have a very interesting topic. We're going to give you the story on this topic, and then we want you to follow up on the details, because there are actually quite a few details. You've heard the phrase reverse mortgage, and with the boomers being the largest growing segment of the population, something like 10,000 people a day entering that age group, a reverse mortgage is a really interesting option for a lot of people facing retirement or other living expenses that they may have in front of them. Joining me today is Burt Farbstein. Burt is the reverse mortgage specialist. So welcome, Burt.
Hello.
Very nice to have you back again, actually.
Nice to be here.
When we interviewed you the first time, we got quite a few requests. Just trying to figure out what a reverse mortgage means. So let's start there. What is a reverse mortgage?
A reverse mortgage is a specialty mortgage on your home. It's a home equity that you borrow money from your home. It's secured by a home, but it's money you don't have to pay back. You could use the money for almost anything you want, for paying off debts, or credit cards, giving money for your grandchildren's education, and it's all tax-free. You never have to pay it back. While you're borrowing the money, some interest accrues, and a little insurance accrues. But while you're living in your house, you never have to pay it back.
Right. Now let's talk about that. With a lot of infomercials that you see on television, oh, it's all free and you don't have any responsibility and all that stuff. It's important to note here that the equity in your home is really what you're borrowing against. So when you no longer live in the home and you sell it, the money that you've taken out in this reverse mortgage is deducted from the value of the home.
It has to get paid back.
It's got to get paid back, right?
If you sell your home and want to move to Florida, you have to pay it back. If it lands in your state, your heirs have to pay it back.
Right. However, many people by that stage in their life, very accustomed to living in their home. They've lived in the home for a long period of time. They built a lot of equity into it. And now, as they look forward to the more leisure time, they want to have some money to be able to spend. Right. You also make another valuable point. It might not be for living expenses to supplement Social Security, but it could be for paying for a grandchild's college education, right? What are some of the other things that people do with the money?
Yeah. The biggest one is home improvements, pay off debts, pay for health care expenses for you or a spouse that's in the house, could pay for nursing home expenses, give money to your children so they can put a down payment on a house. Some people actually have a lot of equity with no debts and they travel.
Yeah, sure.
You could do anything you want with the money.
I've got you. Now, there are a lot of different requirements, and this is why you've got to contact Burt to get the details. But, you can take out a certain amount of the money in the first year and then subsequent amount of money as you go through. Part of the process, of course, is getting proper counsel. A reverse mortgage may not be right for everyone, correct?
Correct.
Now, you see a lot of people. What are the kinds of issues that you have to, or the challenges that people might have when applying for a reverse mortgage? Or what do they need to know?
Yeah, they need to. They really need to know. One, they have to be informed of what a reverse mortgage is and how the process works, so they're comfortable with it.
Yes, right.
The second thing they really need to do is they need to talk to their heirs or their children, if they have heirs, so they're comfortable with it. So there's no surprises,
Right.
5 or 10 years down the road. They also need to speak to other professionals, lawyers, accountants, financial planners. So it's in part of an overall plan that gives them the most benefit from a reverse mortgage and the other assets they might have.
Gotcha. Boy, that all sounds like very sound thinking, by the way. You have to be 62 years or older. However, if your spouse is younger than you are, they can participate as well, correct? I want to cycle back on something here. The steps really are the first thing to contact a professional like yourself.
Correct.
There's an education curve to this thing, right? In that first meeting, you pretty much walk through with them all of the things that they need to address in terms of applying, correct?
Well, actually, the first meeting is I talk to them about why do you need the money? What are you going to do with the money? How much money do you really need? And is a reverse mortgage right for you? Sometimes their needs are satisfied with a refinance or a home equity.
Right,
yeah.
sure.
The other thing I do at the first meeting is I do some preliminary numbers just to see how much they would qualify for. So we do some numbers, but mostly it's, do you understand what you do, what the reverse mortgage can do for you, and also, are you comfortable with it? So sometimes that takes 2 or 3 meetings because they want to have their kids, they want to have a phone conversation with someone else, and I'm local, so I can be there at the meetings if I'm wanted.
And then a fairly detailed plan needs to be put together. And as you stated earlier, that's the opportunity then to bring this to a lawyer, to a financial planner, to family members, to an accountant, to have them get that second, third, fourth opinion and really try to get their oar in the water, right, on whether or not this is right for you.
Correct.
Then, assuming that all of that comes together, then you've really got the process to go through.
Right.
I imagine, like with any of these kind of processes, you need an expert, right?
Yeah, well, you do. It's a heavily regulated industry. So the first thing you need is you have to attend a HUD-approved counseling session. It's only about 30, 35 minutes. Most people do it by phone. But you need to do that so the counselor knows that you understand the differences between a variable mortgage and a fixed mortgage, that you're taking an equity loan out, and to make sure that this is really what you want to do. And your advocates can be at those meetings also.
Yes, gotcha.
Okay. Not by yourself. So once we get that certificate, then you can apply. You cannot apply before the certificate. Then when you apply, then it becomes much more traditional. It kicks off an appraisal. Appraiser goes out to your house just like any other FHA appraiser. And in the meantime, we secure some documents so to give to the underwriters.
Yes, gotcha. Now, it is a heavily regulated industry. You have to be licensed. Again, you hear good news and bad news about reverse mortgages. I think the key is to talk to an expert and find out if it's right for you.
Correct.
And in going through the process of bringing in family members and bringing in an accountant, a lawyer, a financial advisor, you pretty much can get all the information you need to make a wise decision.
Correct.
Right? And that's it.
Absolutely.
All right, Burt, thank you. I find the topic fascinating. A lot of people in my age group moving into those years where, you've worked your whole life and, you have equity in your home and how to best use it for you and your family.
Yep, it's a good vehicle for some people.
It got you. All right, Burt, thank you very much for coming in.
My pleasure.
To see this interview again, you can head to our website, looktvonline.com. Good.